Check 1, 2, check 1, 2. Let's see. No, no. Check. Let's go. Lethalbo's in the building. What's up, Lethalbo? Call the police. Welcome in. Is it Yeshua? Thank you for tapping in. Ren is in the building. Yo, welcome in. Welcome into the stream. I appreciate y'all joining today. Tuku, am I saying that correctly? Noki's in the building. Frito, Nazwa. Y'all, thank y'all for joining the stream. Best man, appreciate you tapping in. If y'all are coming in over on TikTok, make sure y'all are tapping the screen, share out the live with a few people. We're going to get moving with some music here in just a little bit. What's up, Noki? Thousand things. Welcome in. Retracks in the building. What's up, Retrack? How you feeling today, man? Good to see you. Y'all tap the screen, share out the live with a few people. Don't forget to send your heartbeat for the day. It does help out the stream quite a bit, and we will get moving with some music here in just a moment after I get some things rolling here. But if you are coming in for the first time, let me know where you are joining from, and let me know if you make music, what kind of music you make, and we will get into some stuff here in a minute. Christopher's in the building. What's up, Christopher? Welcome in. Welcome in. No. Oh yeah. What's up, Retrack? I hope you're doing amazing. Joel's in the building. Joel, good to see you, bro. Hope you're doing fantastic today. Union, what's up, Union? Welcome in. Kind of vibe. I don't have my kind of vibe thing on my stream deck anymore. I gotta bring it back. It kept giving me issues. And now I'm lonely without it. Okay, let me double check a few things here. Hopefully everything's up and running on other platforms. Yeah. Let's see. How are y'all feeling today? Official MX, thanks for tapping into the stream of Roto Bones. Doing pretty good, Retrack. Doing pretty good. It's been a busy week. I've been working like crazy, hence the later streams. I've been working like crazy, just trying to knock out a couple of these projects that have been taking a little longer than I want them to. Longing for Limerence, thanks for tapping in. Nin, thanks for tapping in as well. Appreciate you being here. So just working like crazy, getting things lined up, getting things moving in the right direction. Laura's Life, welcome in. But it's been good. It's been good. All right, let me get this moving over here. Thank you so much for tapping in, y'all. I appreciate y'all being here. Thanks for joining over on TikTok. I appreciate some of y'all joining. I see people already over on All is Lost, or Ost is Lost. Type !submit in the chat. Only on the purple app. If you are on the purple app, Rylan, welcome in. If you're on the purple app, type !submit right there in the chat. You'll see everything that you need in order to submit. If you are on the red app, go to the description for the live stream. If you are on TikTok, you can go to my profile and click on the link. I will explain the entire structure of the stream here in just a couple minutes. So hang out for a little bit, say what's up. Let me know where you're joining from. Let me know if you make music, what kind of music you make, all that stuff. I'd love to talk to y'all for a little bit. Volanto, welcome in. I appreciate you being here. Grady is in the building. Caleb's in the building. John Jan, thank you so much for tapping in. Absolutely. 100%. MX, 100%. Absolutely. Thank you, Grady Finch. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you. Every day I'm trying to, make things a little bit better. Make things a little bit better every time that I get on. All right, let me double check a few things real quick. Hold up. Yeah. Let me see a couple things. Amazing. Yeah, I would love to. I'm going to open up the lines here in just a moment, and we'll get everything flowing. We'll get everything moving in the right direction. Give me just a moment to get a few things on my end organized. Star, thanks for tapping in. Of course, Grady. Of course. Give me just like 3 minutes before. Turn off that. Boom. Give me a few minutes before I go ahead and explain the live stream. So while we're getting things rolling here, just make sure y'all are tapping the screen. Share the live with a few people. Is it Nelsy? Thank you so much for joining. Thank you. I really appreciate that. I really appreciate that. Unit 15, I appreciate you a lot. Thank you for saying that. All Love by Star BBG. Yeah, I'll update everything in just a second. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate the lot. I hope y'all are doing amazing today. If you make music, let me know what kind of music you make. Dutch Latvian, welcome in. Thank you, Retrack, for the help, man. I appreciate it. Bailey Hebert, thank you so much for tapping in. Can you give me the opportunity to sing? We don't bring anyone onto the live stream, but I do appreciate you asking about that. We do some long form consultations that oops, I did not mean to do that. Hold on 1 second. Retrack, repin, my bad. I saw pop up and my instincts kicked in. I saw pop up and I exited out right away. If you wouldn't mind bringing that back, you'll be good to go. I don't know why I'm there you go. Perfect. I saw pop up. I was like, no, Nothing will interrupt my flow. Y'all keep tapping the screen. We're almost there. It's almost time to get into the live stream. Been tuning in for a couple of years now since you were strictly on TikTok. That's true. Remind me of your name over on TikTok. I just get confused before the two platforms. But yeah, for those of you who don't know, we've been doing these consultations. We've been doing them. We've been doing them for over 3 years. Actually, I was gonna do like some kind of a I don't know, like an anniversary. It just life got too crazy in between, but it was over 3. Okay, beautiful. What's Z? Oh, hell yeah, dude. So good to see you, man. I get confused on the names between the 3 platforms that we're live on. But we've been doing this for over 3 years. Over 3 years that we've been doing these consultations, and it's been amazing, man. The community's amazing. Absolutely love this community, man. Love the music. Y'all have been absolutely incredible for the last 3 years. Maybe we'll still do something. Maybe we'll still mess around with something to celebrate the 3 years. But that was Mark at the end. Yeah, Sauce, we're live on 3. What's up, live? Yeah, we're live on 3. We are on the red app, the purple app, and right here on TikTok, which is where you are. But yeah, live on 3 right now, which is hence some of the chaos every once in a while. Okay, let me double check. Power and Grace, welcome in as well. Okay, we should be good to go. Jesse's in the building. Welcome in, y'all. If y'all are coming in for the first time, welcome to Track Talk. Welcome to the family. Welcome to this amazing community here on TikTok, Red App, and Purple App right now, which is where we are live. If you have never been here before, what we do here at Track Talk are 20 to 30 minute long form consultations. This is not a review. This is not a quick listen to your song. This is not a 5-minute spin. These are 20 to 30 minute multiple listen breakdowns of the structure of your music. So we're going to listen to your song probably 2 to 3 different times, breaking down the structure of your production elements, your sound design choices, your mix and master, lyric and song formatting and structure. We're going to get into the weeds with it. We're going to spend 20 to 30 minutes breaking down the structure to ideally offer you some professional, specific, and practical and actionable feedback on the structure of your music. If that's interesting to you, I'll let you know exactly where you can find everything as well. But for those of you who don't know, my name is Torvik. I am a full-time audio engineer, producer, and session musician. That is what I do for a living. I've done that for 14 plus years at this point. And I'm also a classically trained musician. Been playing piano since I was 6 years old, did guild, all that fun stuff. So the whole perspective of this live stream is from that perspective. This is, like I said, it's not a quick review. There's no trash or pass. There are no ratings. There are no polls. This is strictly to get into the details and the nuances of what you're doing creatively and practically to give you some feedback, hopefully that will help you polish what you're doing and improve on the structure of what you're doing. This is also not like it's not a hype live. This is not a, I'm not here to like give you a bunch of exposure and just hype you up. If that happens, fantastic. But this is not my priority. And I'm also not here to trash you. I'm not here to roast you and tear you down. That's not what I'm here to do at all. But if anyone does want to submit for those consultations, if you would like to get a 30-minute multiple listen detailed breakdown of the structure of your music, go to my profile, click on the link, and just read through and follow all of the details there, and we'll get you up on the board, ready to go. Got you, live. Got you. I just got to redo all the automation now that I'm rearranging the vocals right there. That's the pain point for me right now. I'll get it to you. I got you. I have a 2-minute structure. Yeah. 100%. Kevin's in the building. What's up, Kevin? Boy Classic. Yeah, if anybody wants to submit, go to my profile, click on the link, and just read through it and follow all of the details there. And we'll get you up on the board, ready to go. In fact, I have a couple people coming in right now, so let me get a few things updated. Power and Grace, thank you so much for the follow. I really appreciate that. Let me get some things updated here. If y'all do want to check the line, which I encourage y'all to have up on another tab every once in a while, if you do want to check the line, order, minimum, stuff like that, then you can find that on the red app or purple app. Feel free to check that at any point, or just keep it up on another tab. All right, let me get some things refreshed over here, and then we'll get flowing with some music here in just a moment. Derek Bennett is in the building. What's up, Derek Bennett? Good to see you, man. Blues Deluxe. I think you can get my whole thing from the name and profile picture. I can't see the profile picture from this far because it's a screen that's like 4 feet away from me right now, and my camera's like 6 feet over here. What's up, Derek? Good to see you. Thank you for the heartbeat, man. I appreciate you hopping in. I am multi-streaming. We're in the red app, purple app, and TikTok right now. If you want to get the full video, which is the same thing here, just cropped in. But if you want to get the full video, better audio, stuff like that, and of course see the line order minimum, you can always go to the red app, which is my preferred platform. But the red app or purple works the same. The only thing with purple is ads, which is kind of annoying. Red app, you don't have to worry about that as much. Jade is in the building. What's up, Jade? Welcome in. Okay, give me a second to get a couple things updated here. Oh, hell yeah, my guitar mount came in. Fabulous. I can finally start cleaning up the studio and the rack. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I can finally start getting this place in order, hopefully by the end of the week. Grady's in the building. Welcome over, Grady. Good to see you, man. Hopefully by the end of the week, I can finally get this studio in order. Thank you, Vega. I appreciate you a lot, man. Thank you for tapping in. I appreciate you being here. Okay, let me see. Taraz, thank you for joining the live stream. I appreciate you being here. GT3, thank you for tapping into the stream. Y'all keep tapping the screen. Share out the live with a few people. Let's try to get to 5,000 likes. I'm going to update this here in a second. We'll get Grady up on the board. We got TGP in the building. TGPZ, so good to see you, man. I appreciate you tapping in. That's the family. That is the family right there. Hopefully I can get Caden in here as well. Caden came in yesterday, but they had to jet really quick. Thank you so much for tapping in. I appreciate y'all joining over on TikTok, the red app, the purple app. Y'all are amazing. I appreciate y'all so much. All right, TPG, I got you. I got you. I got you. I got you. YBGJ, it's in, but yeah, dude, yeah, definitely remember that name, man. Let me see what's happening here. Give me 1 second. Let me get this updated. Beautiful, beautiful. If you would like to submit, go to my profile, click on the link, just read through and follow all of the steps right there. The line is over on the red app. If you would like to see the line, the order, the minimum, so on and so on. I'm getting that updated right now as we speak, and then we will kickstart the music in just a few minutes. Grady, I'm just I'll look for yours here in just a second as well. But yeah, if anybody wants to submit for a 30-minute consultation, a deep dive into the structure of your music, go to my profile, click on the link, read through and follow all the steps. I'm only going to be on for about 4 songs today, and I mean it. I said like 6 yesterday and ended up being on for like 12. So, but tonight I gotta be off early. I've got work to do. I strictly do these lives in between all of my work. So I've been working on projects all day here in the studio, and I'm on for just like 2 hours today. And then I'll be live again tomorrow. But it's all in between projects. So I've got to take care of some stuff in the morning, take care of some projects, some revisions on a couple mixes that I got. So I've got to get all that taken care of. And then I'll be live for a couple hours. Length of live, how many songs I do is strictly up to the amount of time that I have. Okay, so let's see, 3 left. We're going to go ahead and I guess I'll still start here for now. Mr. Corsi in the building, welcome in. Carrie, I saw you sneak in. Welcome in, man. I appreciate you being here. Thank you for tapping into the stream. All right, we're almost there. Give me just 1 second. Andre, welcome in. We're gonna say 4. We're gonna say 4 for now. We'll see how we're feeling. We'll see how fast I can go, because sometimes it takes me a minute to get started, to get things flowing. Certifies in the building. DJ 93. DJ 93, welcome in. Adam Black, thank you for joining the stream. I appreciate you tapping in. Welcome in. I appreciate y'all being here. All right, let me get a couple things. Certifies in the building. What's up, Certify? And that is Grady right there. I believe, Grady, I got you, man. I got you. Let me get you up on the board. And let's get straight into some music. Grady, I appreciate you so much, man. Thank you for the love and for your generosity, man. I appreciate that a lot. Yeah, if anybody wants to submit their music, if you are over on TikTok, just go to my profile, click on the link, and read through and follow all the details. Be sure to check the line over on the red app first, YT, so that you can see the line, the order, the minimum. You can kind of see where you would sit. We already got a fairly full board, and I literally just hopped on. So we are... There's no link for me. I'm on Android. Wait, if you're on Android, you don't get a link? What? Try IG. My name is the same everywhere. Look for Torvik Music on IG. It's the same link over there, so it should show up on one of the platforms. That way you can follow that same process over there. But yeah, look up Torvik Music anywhere. It's the same everywhere. Try to keep it as seamless as possible. Thank you so much, Grady, man. I appreciate you a lot. Jerry Sanders in the building. Yeah, if anybody wants to submit a profile link, just read through and follow all the details. If you are on the red app that we're talking about for the line, then just go to the description for the live stream, and you'll see all of those same details right there. If you are on the purple app, starts with a T, then just type !submit right there in the chat, and we will you'll see everything that you need right there. Okay. If you're over on TikTok too, make sure y'all are tapping the screen. Make sure y'all are sharing out the live. We're about to get in some music. We got Grady in the building. So let's go and pull up some tracks here. Let's get everything in order. Grady and Z, y'all are already ready to go. You got your emails in and everything. You're set. All right, let's get into it, Grady. We're not going to waste any time. We got Y Tori in the building. What's up, Y Tori? Thank you for tapping in. Thank you for the follow as well. I appreciate that more than you know. Let's dive in. Let's dive in. Let's dive in. We've got Goner by Grady Finch in the building. Grady, you know the deal better than most. Give me all of the details. Talk to me about production. Talk to me about mix. Talk to me about the structure of the song, how I can best help you and serve you and make sure you're getting what you're looking for out of this consultation today. And let's get into it, man. Let's listen to the song for the first time, and then we'll dive back into it. Once again, Keith Fields in the building. Once again, if you want to submit, if you're over on TikTok right here, go to my profile, click on the link. You'll see all the details you need. This is Goner by Grady Finch. It's time.
I'm laying down this sun.
Nice.
So you never be lonely. You said that you're done. Don't throw yourself away. Waking up in a dark
What's up, Joe?
place. Everything's going sideways. You can try to speak, but everybody's guarded.
Send it in, Caden. I got you.
It's gonna be like
I got you. I got you.
always on me to take in. Can't you see
Feel free to update the file, Caden.
everybody says you're a goner, thinking why
You're already on that.
bother? Can't believe in anything you promise you're falling. I'm not your father. Waited for you to have some breakthrough. Can't you see that everybody
Welcome back.
says you're a goner? You're a goner. Say you understand.
Let's go, Grady. Go to my profile, click on the link. Just read through and follow all the details. Check the line on the red app. YT.
Don't let it take you under. Waking up in a dark haze. Everything's going sideways. You can try to speak, but everybody's guarded. Is it gonna be like always? Always on me to take in. Can't you see that everybody says you're a goner? Thinking why would I bother? Can't believe it.
Great melody, man.
Promise you're falling. I'm not your father. Waiting for you to have some breakthrough. Can't you see that everybody says you're a goner? You're a goner. Can't you see that everybody
Amazing,
says
amazing
you're a
melody, Grady.
goner?
So addicting.
I don't know why
Love drawing it up here.
I even fucking bother. Can't you see that everybody says you're a goner? Thinking why would I bother? Can't believe it.
It's Maya. Welcome in.
You promise you're falling. I'm not your father. Waited for you to have some breakthrough. Can't you see that everybody says you're a goner? You're a
Thank you for the follow.
goner.
Appreciate it. Y'all give it up one time for the family, Grady Finch. Ms. Maya, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate that a lot. 86, welcome into the chat. Y'all show some love to Grady Finch. They're over on the purple app right now. But I'm sorry, the red app. They're over on the red app right now. All production done by me, and it is a song about someone you love that you can't help. This is a work in progress. But let's dive into it. Let's dive into it. We listened to it all the way through, and now we are going to go back through it a couple times and break it down. Let's dive into the structure here. A quick reminder as well, if you're over on TikTok, the red app or purple app, and you would like to submit, just go to my profile, click on the link, read through and follow all the details. You'll see what you need. Just please do make sure that you read through and follow it. If you want to check the line order and minimums, then make sure you check the red app or purple app, where you can see the line order and minimum. I'll keep updating submissions as we go. We got a decent chunk of people on the line right now. And then just really quick as well, let me see. David Bryan, welcome in. Let me check over here real quick. So catchy. It's so catchy. That's a wild melody. It's a wild melody. Okay, it should be good. All right, yeah, Caden, I already have you up on the board in the same spot you're supposed to be, so you're ready to go. Gab, welcome in. If anybody's coming in, I see Gab, I see 86. Thank y'all so much for tapping in today. If you want to submit, go to my profile, click on the link, and read through and follow all the steps there. Check the line over on the red app. Let's get into it. Let's run this back from the top. This is Grady Finch. Let's dive in, man. This is still a work in progress, but honestly, man, this is great pre-mix. tight production structure. Love your format. That melody is chef's kiss. It's beautiful. It's incredibly well formatted. You should be proud of this record, man. It's very, very well done. Let's run it from the top. Let's get into some details, y'all. Hold on, what's going on? Sorry, glitching, it's glitching. We're back. Let me see where your early vocal introduction here is. I think, you're about 14, 15 seconds in. I don't mind. Hold on one second. Okay, I'll double check for you. I appreciate you. I'll double check for that here in just a second as well. I don't mind a longer intro sometimes, and this isn't super long. You're just going through like a full 4 measures through there, right? So you're getting through that production, or I'm sorry, you're getting through that structure right there twice. Your early progression from the G sharp minor to the like E major 7 there, which I love, man. You have a lot of really cool stuff going on there. It's clean tone. I like that it's a little sharp actually. It gives you some tension and a little bit of anticipation right there, which I like a lot. But I do think it could be beneficial. Like you said, cut it in half. I also think, welcome in over the Red app. I appreciate you being here. If you have like 2 options to me. Of course you can, Big Lou, welcome in. You can cut it in half and just do the and just cut it right there and just go one time through the progression. So you just get like 2 measures there at a slower count, at a half count, 2 measures there, and then you kick in and you launch it. That's one option. Although the other option would just be to increase other or introduce other information, right? Sorry, Dropbox is being funky right now. What's going on? Okay, let's throw out some options here. I want to hear your hook one time. One thing you could do, Grady, is cut it in half and do the hook over it, filtered out. So here. So you could, right here, right off the bat, you could go, thank you for the follow. It's on a different count. Dropbox is being weird. I don't know what's going on. And then kicks in right there. Just take it's a different progression, right? Because once you go to the hook, you introduce a different progression. It's a faster pace. The movement of the progression, it goes through those chords a little bit faster. But I think it gives it an interesting tension, a little bit of a teaser of that hook before you go into it. And it's like classic punk rock. You know what I mean? It's like classic, especially like late 90s, early 2000s, punk rock, alternative rock, and stuff like that. Just filter the vocal in the intro right there. You can literally just copy over just that first bar right there. Only do 2 measures of progression. So one time through the progression on the A section of this verse right here, cut the last half and go straight into and then kick the drums and everything in going into your verse. Just an idea, something like that, right? But either way, the rule to me still applies where we either need new information, so it doesn't get monotonous at all, and or we need to cut it in half. Perfect world, maybe we cut it in half and add new information like a filtered vocal in the start to just give you a little bit of texture right there. Again, that's very classic to the genre. To me, that's not very far out of place at all. And for one, gives you a little bit, you have a phenomenal hook. You have an amazing vocal structure here. So it could be nice to have a little bit of a teaser of that as well, so that everything feels really, really consistent and locked in. Is it Rainer or Rainer Shane, probably. Thank you so much for tapping in. I really appreciate you being here. If anybody wants to submit, go to my profile, click on the link, and just read through and follow all the details there. We'll get you up on the board. Let me check for DGK because I don't think I'm seeing a submission for you, but I do want to double check and make sure really quick. So give me just one moment. Yeah, I don't see a submission right now. I'm checking all my different platforms really quick. Yeah, I don't see a submission right now, so just do double check really quick that you did read through and follow all of the steps. If you didn't follow all the steps, I won't be able to get you up on the board because we have a bunch of other people already in line. Funeral, thank you so much for the roses. I really appreciate that, and also thank you for the follow. That means a lot. Thank you for tapping in. Okay, let's keep it moving here. Yeah, make sure you read through and follow all the steps. Read through and follow all the steps that way I can get you up there. There are steps. There's a process to getting up there to make sure that you're in line with everybody else. Nasty. Love it, love it. Your voice is so good on this. And keep in mind, y'all, this is a demo too. This is a pre-mix. This is a demo. This is not complete. This is not mixed largely at all, just a mix throughout the process of producing it. This all was produced by Grady Finch as well. He does everything himself. Beautifully, beautifully done. Already just great control, great polish, and just the structure here. It's fantastic.
Never be lonely. You said that you're done.
Light stuff. Yeah. I mean, like for me, first as someone who also produces their own stuff, there's a lot that you're doing on the go, right? So like when I add a synth, I don't like add a synth and then it's like way too loud. I tuck it in as soon as I add it, right? Like as soon as I add like a big Moog bass at the bottom end of a mix, I tuck it back and I chorus it and I filter it out and I put it in its place, right? Like I tend to mix as I think most good engineers or good producers that I know, good musicians that I know, as soon as they're building out structure, they're trying to find where it would fit in the mix so that you don't overproduce things. It helps you be like, oh yeah, I don't need 7 other layers here. I actually have everything that I need because I positioned it as I went. So it can be really helpful. It can be really helpful to kind of produce as you go.
Don't throw yourself away that you're done. Don't throw yourself away. Waking up in a dark haze. Everything's going sideways. You can try to speak whatever.
I think you can definitely these faster little pockets right here. I would definitely probably comp in a little bit cleaner for me. Make vocals and instruments as they go to make sure everything. Yeah, it makes sense, YVG. Makes sense. I would probably recomp these right here. They feel not only the mix and the amplitude and stuff like that you already know that you need to correct and get that mixed and stuff and get it forward in the mix, but even just like the phrasing of it feels a little uncertain. It doesn't feel like the phrasing is really connected. It feels like maybe a little bit, yeah, all at once. Yeah. So go back in. If you did that all in one take, fantastic. That's crazy. Yeah. Go back in and comp each line. Comp, choose the best one, move to the next one. Right. Lock all of that in. Cause yeah, that is crazy to do all at once. That's a lot of breath control at the breaking point of your mix voice, right? Like at that higher chest register. That's very challenging to do. So obviously props to you for what you're doing regardless. Definitely go back in and recomp those so that you can get good breath control, and a good balance there without it feeling like you're in between each one.
Throw yourself away. We need to take it.
Yeah.
Can't you see that everybody says you're the corner thing?
That's such a good hook, man. Come on. It's such a good hook. That's so catchy. It's so catchy.
Take it.
For this being unmixed, early demo, like so catchy.
Can't you see that everybody says you're the corner thing?
Beautiful third harmony as well. The da da da. Da, 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 da. That third harmony over the top is nuts. Third harmony over the top is absolutely crazy. It's just so beautifully textured. It's sitting exactly where you want it, slightly outside, back in the mix. It gives a stack to the vocal. It's beautifully, beautifully done. Is it Dreggy? Am I saying that correctly? Thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate it a lot. Okay, checking again. Checking again. Not seeing anything there. Let me refresh over here again. It's high. I was gonna say da, 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 da. Like that's a high. I mean, you're hitting it with like a full mix voice, which is beautiful. I love that. DGK, it's not in there. It's not in there. So please double check. Damien, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that, man. Double check that you did follow all the details. You don't need to resend the email again. You're going to make sure you follow all of the steps. So when you go to my profile and click on the link, start at the top of those details, read through all of those details, and then make sure that you do follow all the steps there. That way I can get you in line with everyone else. Thank you so much. Is it, I can't see from this far. Is it Kyle Steen? Am I saying that correctly? Sorry, the screen's too far for me. Thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate that a lot. If you want to send in, if anybody wants to submit for a consultation, go to my profile, click on the link, just read through and follow all of the steps. We'll get you up on the board. If you want to see the line, the order, the minimum, go to the red app. You'll see all the details right there. YT is the red app. You can find all of that at my link as well. Okay, let's get a little bit deeper into this. Yeah. He said... and Lava said, love the voice, producing my own stuff as well. Yeah, Lava, it's tough to produce your own stuff. So the fact that he's doing all of this himself and, producing, guitar structure, programming drums, everything. It's got a really, really great structure to it. It's so high too that at a strong mix, it is a pain. Yeah, it is, because you're right at the breaking point, right? And it can be really difficult to float at that higher mix voice, to float between like head and chest voice and have good clarity and good projection right there. I mean, that's a sign of like a good rock vocalist, a good modern pop vocalist, R&B vocalist, to be able to hit that higher mix voice with good clarity and good projection. You're doing that beautifully, man.
Why would I bother? Can't believe in anything you promise you've fallen. I'm not
Beautiful
your
third.
father. Waited for you to have some breakthrough. Can't you see that everybody says you can go wrong?
I would love to distinguish this little breakdown here just a little bit more too. Obviously, sound design wise is very consistent. Your groove changes a little bit. You do go to a halftime. Is it Jader or Jadri? I'm sure I'm butchering your name, so please correct me. I don't want to get it wrong. What kind of plugin? Because there's not one best plugin. There's not one best plugin for vocals. It depends on like what you're trying to do. If you're trying to saturate, you're trying to compress, you're trying to compress fast, compress slow, you're trying to increase harmonics, are you trying to tune, are you trying to do timing control, manual amplitude control, like what do you want to do? And then within that, what do you want to do? There's a lot of other questions probably there, but it really just depends on exactly what you're looking to do. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. But yeah, there's not like, I don't use any all-in-one plugins anyways, but like there's not one plugin that fixes what you need. You can do a lot with stock plugins. You can do magic with stock plugins. The GOAT, that's even better. Jadri, okay. Thank you for the correction. Thank you for the follow as well. I appreciate that a lot. I do a boatload of plugins for different vocals. Yeah, exactly. It just depends to me. I'll answer the question, but it really just depends to me. What stylistically you're trying to get out of it. Are you trying to get some color? Are you trying to emulate analog? Are you trying to do something really specific? Go. Thank you for the follow as well. I appreciate it. Grady, I appreciate you so much. I love this song, but I feel like the vocals are not quite there. Lava, that's even better. Most of the people come in here now. Some people are going to come in here with like Grammy-winning musicians. And then a lot of people come in here with very unfinished, very raw, early demo projects for the very reason that you're talking about. Where people come in before they send it to their engineer, or before it goes to distribution, before they send it to a mastering engineer at the final stages or whatever it may be. That to me is usually what I prefer the most. So there's things that you can do in order to kind of improve and structure it differently before you send it out. Listen to the music. Dre, I think it's Dre. These are long form consultations. So we've actually already listened to the song all the way through. So there's some places like where you chop it and pause it all the time. It's annoying. I've actually already heard the song all the way through. Now I'm going back through it again another 2 or 3 times to break down the structure of it and chop through it and answer some specific questions about it and stuff like that. So this particular time, we're going to really kind of get into the details, which means I'm going to chop around. We're going to pause it. We're going to play it. We're going to rewind it. We're going to go back through it. I'm going to try to figure out a certain element in there that we can focus on and polish. So the first time through, we always play the song. Again, for those of you who don't know, these aren't reviews. So this is a 30-minute long form consultation on the structure of your music. So we're going to spend about 30 minutes breaking down the song structure. We do listen to it all the way through and then go back and listen to it like 2 more times to really get into those details. So yeah, listen to the music doesn't really work just because we are going to listen to the music. We're actually going to listen to it a lot. The priority of this stream is not just like pay to get exposure or play to get exposure or anything like that. It's really to get into the details. And in order to get into the details, we're going to chop through some things for sure. Okay. My song isn't, this is great. My song isn't a really good representation of the bulk of the songs. There are plenty of different styles, production levels, and mix stages. 100%. Blue's in a building. Blue, welcome in. How will the stream last? Currently in the car on my way back from work. It's longish, Blue. It's not too crazy. I mean, the line's right here, right? It's on this side. The line's right here next to me. That's the current list so far. I'm only going to be on for a couple hours. So it's not going to be too long. I'll be on, maybe for the next hour and a half to 2 hours. Nothing too crazy. I'm getting like 4 or 5 songs today. I got a bunch of stuff I'm working on, finishing up a whole bunch of projects right now. So shorts, it was a longer live yesterday, short stream today, maybe a longer live tomorrow. But yeah, there's still, the lines are wide open. You can still submit. You can still skip if you feel like it. That's where it's currently at right now. Okay, let's dive in. I'm not your father. Ethan, thanks for tapping in as well. If you want, and is it Molnikov? Thank you for tapping in as well. Appreciate you being here. If y'all do want to submit, go to my profile, click on the link, just read through and follow all of the steps. We'll get you on the board. If you want to check the line, go to my Red app. go to the red app, YT, and just read through with all the details there. Where did you send the credit? DGK, where did you send the credit? Because that's what I'm not getting. Because I haven't seen that anywhere. Yeah, let me know. Let me know. I'm gonna keep playing it, but let me know. Yeah, let me know where you sent the credit, because I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing it on the website. I'm not seeing it on any of my other platforms. Let's get in this next verse. What's up, Thunder Nash? Welcome in. No worries, Blue. No worries. Same thing here. Recomp in, right? Everything is going sideways. Get that, like that, especially like that. Everything is going sideways. Get those comps really, really clean and really distinct, because that's where you're getting a little bit more like an introduction of like saliva movement and stuff like that. I know that sounds gross, but like in the structure of your performance as well too. So just check proximity, comp in really well. Make sure that you're not dealing with any a dehydration and stuff like that. Make sure that you're hydrated. Make sure that you're not, having too much like spicy food and caffeine right before, stuff like that. It's just going to increase that, you know what I'm saying? Especially if you have really like syllable heavy structure where you're like, I've got to sing fast, I've got to rap fast, whatever it is. Yeah, exactly, Grady. You know the deal. Roberto, thank you so much for the follow. I really appreciate this. Venus, yeah, own songs, or if you represent somebody, if you're close to someone, you have people that send them for their friends sometimes, their siblings, their kids, whatever it may be, or like an artist that they manage. Sometimes we get an artist a manager that comes in, or a label that comes in, a studio that comes in that submits for artists that they're managing, that they're working with, in order to showcase their skills or get a second, professional second set of ears on the structure of their music. ADHD, baby. That's not changing. AN, thank you for the follow. Or Ann, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that a lot. I do speak very fast. I probably will hear that 7 times over the course of every single live stream. It's not going away. It's the way that it is. My brain moves 1,000,000 miles an hour.
But everybody's guarded. Is it gonna be like always? Always on me to take in. Can't you see that everybody says you're a goner?
Great structure, man. Sounds good, Thunder. Sounds good.
Believe in anything you promise, you fall in. I'm not your father, waiting for you to have some breakthrough. Can't you see that everybody says you're a goner? You're a goner.
Beautiful. I'm gonna run this transition. There's something I'm listening for. I don't know if I can put my finger on it, so I'm gonna dial this in really quick.
I'm not your father, waiting for you.
Okay, here's kind of you're programming drums, right? So here's kind of what I'm thinking right here, just dynamically speaking. You move to the halftime, which I think is really, really helpful. But I also feel like the dynamics don't change enough for it to like matter that you're cutting in and out of the halftime. Dun, 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 dun. When you go into the halftime right here, you are removing some of the energy from the mix here, but your dynamic range isn't as dramatic as I would love for it to be. I think partially one of the reasons why is because none of your sound design really changes. Most of your lead vocal structure is largely present, right? The same stacks and third harmonies, slightly different lyrics and melody, of course. The drums are the same, they're just halftime, right? So same kick snare, you have the same kind of crashes open in the overheads. All of that's very consistent. That's very, very consistent. So I would almost prefer that on this small little breakdown right here, you do one of two things. One would be to change your cymbal structure, change your cymbal programming. So maybe you move into like an open hi-hat instead, just for this little pocket where you go halftime, or change to a different, maybe move to a China, move to open hi-hat, or change to a drum structure. So instead of the you move to an open hi-hat halftime, or move to toms and then you go back into it really heavy, and you break it down one more time, go back into it really heavy. I do think if you change the dynamic there, change the programming there just a little bit, this will feel way more energetic, way more vibrant here, just because it's like it kind of shifts a little bit because of the halftime, but not enough for me to like really, really feel the difference in dynamics there.
for you to have some breakthrough. Can't you see that everybody says you're a goner?
Riffs are beautiful.
You're a goner. Can't you see that everybody says you're a goner?
Love this drive. Beautiful, beautiful. Keep it like this.
I don't know why I even fucking bother. Can't you see
Perfect. Love it. Love it, love it, love it.
that everybody says you're a goner? Thinking, why would I bother?
Such a good strategy right there to dry everything. I mean, that's the same thing that I'm talking about with like the dynamic range that we're talking about earlier of like pulling back on your breakdown a little bit or changing your programming a little bit to an open hat or a China versus like an 18-inch crash and stuff like that in order to shift some of the energy right there so it feels a little bit more dramatic. Same thing that I'm kind of leaning into there is like I love the fact you dry everything up and then you expand like crazy. Beautiful strategy there. Alex, thank you for the follow.
Believe in anything you promise, you've fallen. I'm not your father. Waited for you to have some breakthrough. Can't you see that everybody says you're a goner? You're a goner.
So good. So good. So good. Y'all show some love to Grady Fitch. Michael, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that so much. For anybody that is joining in over on TikTok, if you would like to submit your music, we're doing 20 to 30-minute consultations for artists, producers, songwriters, or people that represent those people. So if it's your friend, it's your client, it's someone that you represent from a label or an agency, something like that, you can absolutely send it in. Go to my profile, click on the link, and just read through and follow all of the steps there. We'll get you up on the board, ready to go. Nero, welcome in as well. I appreciate you tapping. I see a bunch of y'all in here. Thank you so much for joining. Just make sure that you don't spam the chat. You will get muted by mod, and I would hate for that to happen. I know in some other lives they do tell you to spam the chat with your song so that they can increase, engagement and exposure and stuff like that. But if you do that here, you will get you'll get muted. So please don't spam the chat. If you want to submit all of the details, and the only way to submit is to go to my profile, click on the link, and read through and follow the steps there. Get you in line with everyone else that's in line here. Y'all show some love one more time to Grady Finch. Such a great track. I agree. Let's see. I did an online vocal course. If you want the files, let me know. I have them on my Dropbox. I love to working on my vocals the most right now. You're so good, Grady. Incredibly, incredibly talented. And for those of you who don't know, that was all done by Grady Finch. The song is called Goner. It's not released yet. That's just a demo. That was all done by Grady Finch. He's an incredibly, incredibly talented producer, musician, engineer, so on and so on. Definitely tap in with them. We're going to keep going through some music here. Once again, if you're on TikTok, if you want to submit, go to my profile, click on the link, read through and follow the details. If you are on the Red app, if you're on the Red app, go to the. I was like, wait, what do you do? Go to the description for the live stream. You'll see the same link right there. If you're on the Purple app, type !submit right there in the chat. EJ's in the building. What's up, EJ? Welcome in. Daniel's in the building. What's up, Daniel? If you're over on TikTok, keep tapping the screen too. Make sure y'all are sharing out the live. Don't forget to send in your heart me for the day. It really does help out the stream. Let's dive in. Let's dive in. I have a bunch of emails from people as well. Just please make sure that you do follow the steps so I can get you actually on the board, because just the email is not enough. Okay, we got Z in the building. Z, hop in the chat. Hop in the chat. Let me know that you're here. I'm getting your song downloaded right now. SK, we are doing 20 to 30 minute multiple listen consultations for artists, producers, engineers, musicians, songwriters, vocalists, etc. These are really, really detailed long form breakdowns. We're going to spend about 20 to 30 minutes getting into the nuances of what you're doing creatively and practically in order to really dive into the details of what you're doing in your music. Line is still open right now. I'm only taking a couple more tracks. It's not going to be a very long live. If you want to submit, go to my profile, click on the link, just read through it and follow all the steps. This is How It's Supposed to Be. My track is pretty short. It's going to be my outro for my EP. Let's get into it. Let me see. Grady said, I'm a sucker for high-pitched early 2000s emo vocals. Facts. Same. Go to my profile, click on the link, and then if you go to that link, you'll see the details to submit right there. And if you need more help, let me know. But yeah, just go to my profile, but you got to go all the way to my profile. So you see the links. You got to tap my name twice or tap my image twice. Go to my profile, click on the link. And then once you click on that link, you'll see where it says to submit, and just follow the steps all right there. You'll be ready to go. All right. This is How It's Supposed to Be, version 4, final by. Hold on. Let me make sure that's the right file, actually. Cool. All right. This is How It's Supposed to Be by ZeeTPG. Let's go. Let me get this downloaded and let's go. Got you. I appreciate you so much. A really quick Thunder, remind me, because I keep getting all the names mixed up on here. Remind me just really quick. I appreciate you so much, man. Thank you for that. Marlene, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that a lot. Remind me really quick the artist name. The artist name that you want up there as well, just so I can make sure I can connect it to the right thing. Keo, welcome in. All right, let's keep it going.
Take it slower. Wish I
Got you.
rewind to the start of me.
Okay, got you. That's familiar.
Right now, it's how I saw it in my dreams. So I guess right now, it's how it's supposed to be.
And this was all done by you too, right?
Spent too long hanging around at the bar, still knocking them down.
This is different for you.
Been changing the last year. Feels like I should be moving past here. But
I'm actually going to rewind it a little bit. I want to focus a little bit more. I was trying to redo some things. I'm going to focus a little bit more. Yeah, this feels different for you, man. It's got a little like folky edge to it, a little bit of a country edge to it. I'm interested, man. This feels interesting. This feels different.
I saw it in my dreams. So I guess right now it's how it's supposed to be.
Right, YBG, 100%. Yeah, dude, I love that.
Spent too long hanging around at the bar, still knocking them down. The whole crowd's been changing the last year. Feels like I should be moving past here. But right now, it's how I saw it in my dreams. So I guess right now, it's how it's supposed to be.
It's really nice, man. This is really nice. I don't hear this side of your vocal too often. Are you engineering and everything yourself as well, Z? Dana, welcome in. Little shift to the halftime there. Beautiful. Y'all show some love. But I just have my friend who messes around. Okay, cool. Sounds good. Okay, let's start it from the top, man. Let's get into it. This is, wait, it just went to the wrong song. I don't know. I'm running into some weird technical stuff today. How It's Supposed to Be by Z, right here in the chat. ZeeTPG. Let's dive in, man. Z's one of the family. He's been here for a long time, years at this point. Love and appreciate you, man. Thank you so much for tapping in today. I really appreciate you sending this in. Let's dive in, man. Let's dive in. I'm excited to dig into this and run through some of the structure of this. Mainly want to talk about vocal structure. I think it's going to be the most important side of it. And like vocal mix, just how it fits over this kind of a production. But man, you're so talented. I love the writing on this and I love the structure. So let's dive in. This is How It's Supposed to Be. Let's get into it. And quick reminder as well, if y'all do want to submit, I only have time for a few, so I might not even take many more songs. But so in fact, based on how many I have left, I do need to update the minimum. So y'all please check out the minimum over on the Red app as well, just so you can keep that in mind. If you do want to submit, go to my profile, click on the link, and just read through and follow all the details. But please check the line first on the Red app YT so you can see the order and minimum. Okay, let's get into it, man. This is really nice. I love that this is what you wanted to make this whole time. And I feel like I've mainly heard more of like kind of like alternative R&B and stuff like that. What's up, Trey? Welcome in. So it's cool to hear kind of like a different vibe and a completely different aesthetic from your vocal, man. It's really well done. All right, let's run it.
I'm getting tired of getting older. Need a reminder to take it slower. Wish I could just rewind to the start of me. Right now, it's how
Okay, really quick. Let's dive into a couple little details here. One of the things that you're going to hear at the top end of this mix right now, I'm assuming, again, I think you said you're sending it to a friend of yours that's messing around for the mix. I'm assuming there's fresh air in your vocal, just because you're getting some high end aliasing, you're getting some trouble with like high end excitement of those frequencies at the top. So you hear that kind of gritty, warbly, metallic, like shimmer at the top of the vocal right there. There's obviously some tuning control there, but there's also what I'm assuming is fresh air. High-end exciter with some aliasing that's creating this kind of nastiness at the top of the vocal. Your vocal is not competing with anything in this mix, right? It's one thing to have like a huge pop production with, 16 synths and a double track guitar and a full drum set and like 3 percussion layers, right? And then a stack of vocal layers. You're competing with like a drum set with brushes, an acoustic guitar, and an upright bass. There's nothing here, right? So you don't have a lot that you need to compete with where you need to over brighten, over compress, and force that vocal over the top of the mix. You can allow it to be a little softer, a little bit more natural, a little bit more organic, while still making stylistic choices you want to make, right? Like if you want auto-tune and you want a controlled vocal, you can keep doing that. You just don't have to go as extreme, right? In this case, I'm hearing a lot of the processing happening, and I think you can loosen it a little bit. Some of that like multi-band compression, like grit and tightness on your vocal, the rigidity of that vocal on the compression side, overly tightened dynamic range, the overly like brightened and shimmery fresh air kind of aliasing, like excitement at the top end of the vocals there. Like I would love to soften a lot of those production elements on your vocal and the processing on your vocal so that we hear just a little bit more of your vocal. I'm not hearing processing happening in the background. Because for me, and again, I have language for it because I'm an engineer and a producer, so I know the name for it. Other people won't know the name for it, right? Like the average listener and consumer is not going to know just like the random name. There's like, they're not like, oh, I'm hearing aliasing. They don't know or care. Candy Puff, welcome in. Good to see you. They're not going to know, right? They will have the language for it, but they'll know how it makes them feel. Sometimes things will just make you feel, unsettled just a little bit, or it'll feel like, man, this feels like this vocal feels too distinct or like too perfect and metallic and a little bit brittle. So I think sometimes it's beneficial to soften some of that. I was told to lower the auto-tune, but yeah, I feel it. Yeah, I would, in my opinion, I would loosen all of it a little bit, right? I would probably loosen up. Your tuning structure here is quick-ish, nothing too crazy. It sounds pretty good. Let's say 10 milliseconds, 10, 15 milliseconds. I think you can lower that to probably 20, 25 milliseconds of retune speed, a little bit more humanized, so it feels your flex tune a little bit more flexible, 20 to 30% on your flex tune and humanized to keep it a little bit more natural and transparent. And then on your compression, just don't over push that threshold. Watch your reduction and make sure that it's just lightly kissing that vocal, giving you like 3 to 5 in this particular song, right? This is not a rule for anything, but for everyone. But in this particular song, based on the natural production structure, keep it a little bit more natural, a little bit looser. And then on the auto-tune side, like I said, 25 milliseconds or so should be fine, 20, 25. And then on the fresh air at the very top, on the fresh air, I would just soften it. I'm assuming it's there or some other high-end exciter that is there to overly kind of air up and brighten the vocals. If that does exist there, we need to back off of that quite a bit, just so we reduce the introduction of some of that hiss and aliasing at the top of the mix, so that you can just kind of open it up a little bit more there, and your vocal will sound more natural. It'll be more clear, and then you can push it forward as needed. Okay. I'll play whatever y'all send, Star. Yeah, I mean, whatever y'all have, as long as I have access to the file, I'll send it, or I'll listen to it. Is it Akato? Yes, definitely. Zeiji, we are doing 30-minute consultations. Every song that we listen to for about 20 to 30 minutes. We break down the song by going through it 2 or 3 different times to chop through the details, get into the mix, production, sound design, lyric, and song structure, and really dive into the details. So it's not a quick review. It's a really, really detailed breakdown. If anybody does want to submit, you can go to my profile, but we are going to close up the lines here pretty quick. I'm not going to be on for very long. So I'm going to probably close them up maybe even after this next song. So if you want to submit, you can, but definitely you're going to want to get in now, because otherwise I'm not going to be on for very long. I'd cut some of those middle frequencies just a tiny bit so his voice is more pronounced, and only say that because if how audio is on the phone, TikTok, etc. But no, you're not a moron, man. Not at all. Not at all. Not at all. Zeji, don't even worry about it. I don't want you to worry about it. There's absolutely no pressure. There's no stress at all. It's an amazing community. Sometimes people here are very generous and they support by putting people on and stuff like that. But this is not a review. It's a long form paid service. So I do consultations offline all the time for artists and producers and a lot of the session work that I'm doing. And so I do these live stream consultations on here, but it is a paid service. There's no pressure at all to submit. The way that we formatted here is hopefully so that everybody gets something out of it, right? So even if you're not on the board, there's never any rush, any pressure to submit and get yourself up there. But I hope that everybody who's in here can gain some knowledge and some experience and network and collaborate with people. I try not to make it like too pointed so that everybody that's coming through here, if we're talking about like, hey, this vocal's too bright, there's some harshness at the top end of the vocal, and you're like, I actually get some harshness at the top of my vocal too, that hopefully everybody can kind of learn from that experience and gain some very practical, actionable tools to help fix that stuff. That's the structure of what we do here. Okay, let me get a little bit deeper into this. This is our second time listening to the song, so let's get a little farther into here. But yeah, Z. So that's what I was talking about with Z. That's where I want you to kind of soften some of that stuff. Because once again, you got to think about what you want to do, like two things. What are you competing with in the mix? Where do you need clarity and where do you need distinction? What are you competing with in the mix? As well as like, what stylistically do you want to have? What do you want to happen stylistically, right? So if you can marry those two things, if I want these certain stylistic decisions to happen, I want this kind of auto-tune, this tighter vocal, whatever it may be, but I also need to understand what I'm competing with. Because if you have this like warm, dark, mellow, flat, like really even sounding mix with organic instrumentation, brushes on drums, upright, just a Rhodes in the background and an upright bass. It's very warm, very dark, very aesthetic. And then an overly bright and shimmery, tightly compressed vocal. It really separates itself from the production, where it's like this vocal lives in its own space up here. Everything else is living in its own space down here. No matter how much you carve and like try to tuck it in, just processing wise, it's living in its own universe. And it can be really helpful to just marry those production details a little bit more tightly. All right, let me move forward a little bit here. But man, it's a beautiful song. You have really good lyric structure, a great hook. You're doing an amazing job. Absolutely, yeah. If anybody does want to submit, I'm going to close the line in just a little bit. If you want to submit, go to my profile, click on the link, just read through and follow all the details. If you do want, if you are going to submit, just make sure that you check the line first over on the Red app. That way you can see the line, the order, and the minimum, because I am closing things up here in just a little bit. I will be live on tomorrow evening or tomorrow afternoon, so you can look out for that. Just make sure you're following. I appreciate the follow. Thank you so much for that. But yeah, make sure y'all are following. I'll be live again tomorrow. I did a longer live yesterday. It's a short live today. I've just got too many projects right now. So a shorter live today, longer one yesterday. I'll try to do a longer one tomorrow if I can get this revision out to my client in the early afternoon or around lunchtime. Random man, thank you for the follow. So I just got to prioritize getting those sessions done, and then we'll open up the lines again.
Long hanging around at the bar, still knocking them down. The whole crowd's been changing the last year. It feels like I should be moving past here, but right.
You have like a pitched octave of I think it's of your actual vocal, an octave above you as well. I like that as well. It's like format shifted back, a little altar boy style, like format shifted back, drenched in reverb. It kind of just is like an ambiance high layer behind you. I actually really like that. It's very subtle. It's very tasteful. That's a great way to just add some like texture and some ambiance in the background there without it being too much. I think that's done really well.
Right now, it's how I saw it in my dreams. So I guess right now it's how it's supposed to be.
What's up, 5 Man? Welcome in. I like that, Z. I like that. And this is the outro here. This is already a short song. I would still, in the songwriting term, like cut the fat. I would still cut the fat a little bit here. I would tune out a little bit later. Because it's such a simple production structure and there's not any new vocal information right there, I would definitely recommend fading out a little bit earlier. So as soon as you hit right now, that's how it's supposed to be. As soon as you hit that like last line right there, go ahead and start like a 10-second fade. Like after that vocal leaves, as soon as you start the next production or progression, right there. That right there just saved you 10 seconds. It's already a short song. It's already really concise, right? Like there's not a lot of fat on this song. It's pretty concise. It's structured really well. What's up, Victor? It's structured really well, but there's still like a lot of extra edge at the end right there that I just doesn't need to be there, right? It doesn't really like benefit the song. In fact, it increases the percentage of your song that is just instrumental, right? You don't have a lot of space, right? It's only 1:55 as it is. It's a short song. So if you have an amount of space, Keith, thank you so much for the roses. I appreciate it. If you have a larger percentage of that song, it's only 1:55 and 30 seconds of that minute 55 is just acoustic guitar, then you're missing out on some vocal structure. I would either like repeat the hook one more time and fade out with the hook, etc., or cut the fat down, fade out 10 seconds early, make that a little bit more concise, a little bit more pointed, increase your retention, increase your playlist ability, stuff like that. Would love to get that a little bit more concise right there. Y'all show some love to the family. It takes out the switch and the snare. Yeah, and I don't mind the switch and the snare. You know, it's not a negative thing at all. But I do think it can be beneficial to just make sure that every aspect of your song structure here is intentional. It's pointed. It's all pointed in the same direction. So the biggest thing for me, man, you're very talented. I love your song structure. I love the movement of this track. I think it's beautiful. You've done an amazing job building out these lyrics, and it feels emotional. It feels really nice. But I do want the vocal production and vocal processing to feel a little bit more connected to the percussion and connected to the rest of the instrumentation, where it's very warm, it's very easy, it's nearly unprocessed, right? Just a mic'd, Fender amp with a picking pattern, brushes on the drums in the background. So if your vocal feels too tight, Alan, thank you for the follow. If it feels too tight, too overprocessed, too overcompressed, too overbrightened, then, over carved with, EQs and soothe and stuff like that, then it's going to feel like it's missing some life. And right now your vocal is it's really good, and you have a beautiful voice and you have great lyric structure, but it feels like a lot of like the natural tone and texture and timbre of your vocal has kind of been carved out of it a little bit. It sounds like it's been kind of EQ'd out and compressed out and fresh aired out of what it really sounds like, right? And what feels really natural. You can still tightly compress. I've got 3 compressors on my vocal right now, and it still just sounds like me, right? It doesn't sound like crazy oversaturated processing, right? Like this is 3 compressors and 2 EQs and whatever, right? Like, I don't even know if there's 2 EQs on it or just 1 EQ, whatever. But you get the idea, right? Where it's like, it doesn't have to be so fuzzy and so surgically carved that you miss Z's vocals, right? I mean, you've got a great voice, man. And the reason why people are going to like the song is because it's you, right? Your story, your perspective, the reason why you wrote the song, the way that you market it and push it, so that people connect with you and your audience and your fans connect with you at a deeper level, right? So I do want to make sure that in the mix, people are getting you, that they're really getting a structure that allows them to connect with the amazing music that you already make. Y'all show some love, man. That's Z right here in the chat. TPG Z, we love you, man. You're so talented, man. I really like what you do creatively. So, man, keep doing what you're doing. Absolutely love just the amount of effort and time and energy that you put behind your music, man. So one more time for Z. They're over on the Purple app right now. Show some love to Z. Let's keep it moving. We've got Thundy the Griffin in the building. Thundy, hop in the chat. If anybody wants to submit, I see you, Billy. Aki, I see you in there as well. If anybody wants to submit, go to my profile, click on the link, just read through and follow all of the details there. We'll get you up on the board. I got time. I'm probably going to, after this song right here, I'm probably going to close out the line and we'll start to clear things. It is a short live today. But if you want to submit, you definitely still can. I'm going to close it up here in a second. Vester, Billy, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that a lot. Thunder's in the building. I see you, Thunder. Let's dive in. But please make sure to check the line over on the Red app. That way you can see the line order and the minimum over there, as it does change over the course of the live. I appreciate you so much, Z. Thank you for tapping in today, man. It's always an honor and a privilege to hear your voice, hear your music, man. We got Z gone. Let's get into Thunder right here. Let's see. There it is. The Jungle Called Life. Is that the right song? I know it's all on different names, so I want to make sure I'm clicking the right thing here. The Jungle Called Life. Thundy the Griffin. Beautiful. Got it. You're locked in, ready to go. All right, you know the deal. Give me the details. Thundy the Griffin? Give me the details. This is the jungle called live. Give me the details, but also give everyone else the details, right? Because obviously some artists that come in here, it's their first time, which is phenomenal. I love it. It's amazing. And then some people that come in, I've heard 25 of their songs, right? So let me know any updates on this particular track and what you're doing with it. At the same time, let everybody else know who might be in the chat on different platforms what your role is in creating your music, so on and so on. All right, let's get into it. Interesting chop, dude. I know someone who played Nala in the live Lion King in Paris. I know one of their lead vocalists. What's up, Dwayne? Fernando, welcome in. Let's go. What's up, Matthew? Welcome in. Yeah, I said this is an Afro-symphonic fusion. It's inspired by Lion King and Shakira. Yeah, exactly, Union. They said that on the Red app. You're spot on, Z. You're spot on. Rifki, welcome in. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. That is Thundy the Griffin. Let's dive in. Let's run it from the top. Let's get into some details here. That is The Jungle Called Life by Thundy the Griffin. This is definitely something that I would, anytime that any opportunity that I have ever had to get like a song placed with a library or something like that has come through me posting stuff in that same vein. Like just as an example, like there was one time, not that long, a couple months ago, that I posted a clip of me scoring Interstellar, which is my favorite movie. With synths, right? So I played a bunch of synths and I did a bunch of cool tracks with synths, and then I put it to the footage in Interstellar, the movie, and I synced them together. So I created my own sync, right? I created my own sync opportunity, and I literally got a message from a guy. We hopped on a call the next day, and I'm, going to be working with him now to help with some sync projects. And if he has any opportunities for adding synthesis and adding some more like 80s style synth heavy stuff for movies and some films, he's got some deals with Peacock and Tubi and some other smaller streaming services and stuff like that. Just because I posted my stuff synced to something I just created, right? So I think if you want opportunities like you're talking about, where you want this in an animated movie or a Broadway show or off-Broadway show, if you're wanting to get this synced and stuff like that, nearly every opportunity that I've had to get something placed with a library or even have people look in my direction at all in the sync space has been because I've like created my own, right? So what I would do is if you want this to be in something, I would do it yourself, right? Like show some scene from like the live action Lion King or something like that and sync this to it and put this underneath it and be like POV, I scored the Lion King live action. You know what I mean? And sync it up. And that's one very easy, simple way that you can get people looking in your direction. Like I said, nearly every time that I do that and I like place something over sync myself, it almost every single time I get a message from someone that, hey, I'm going to keep you in mind. I've got this project and this thing or whatever. And I'm going to reach out to you in the next couple months as we get closer to finalizing, like nearly every single time. So if you want movement in that space, you know, I'm not some sync guru or something like that. I don't want you to think that. Or someone who's like, I've got this crazy Netflix show, nothing like that. But I'm just saying the opportunities that I have had, no matter how big or small, have come because I've put myself out there. So I would encourage you to put yourself out there and put this to videos, right? Like choose a couple different, I can see this behind Lion King. I can see this behind like the Rio movie. There's a lot of things that you could do with this, right? And so just go ahead and create that for yourself. Find a clip of it and then lock it in. Nuda, do you get copyright if you make a live like this? No. In what capacity? On which platform? Front Room Studios is in the building. What's up, Front Room? It's so good to see you. Time behind. I appreciate you tapping it, man. Thank you for the love. Front Room, I hope you're doing fantastic. If someone does a released song on YouTube, sometimes it demonetizes it. But I'm not worried about that. I don't make money from monetizing the live on that side anyway. So I'm not too worried about it. It just, all it does is demonetize it on that side. No, you didn't, Time I. Send me something. I gotta see. But yeah, that's the only time is like a lot of the lives, like most, I would say 95% of the people that submit unreleased stuff. So a lot of times it won't even catch. But like yesterday, someone sent in a song they had already released on Spotify. So YouTube caught it and it demonetized that video, but I don't care. I don't do these to like monetize the VOD on YouTube or anything like that. Doing good. How's the most knowledgeable producer on TikTok? Front Rooms, that's incredibly high praise, which I deny. But I also, I'm doing pretty good, man. I've been staying very, very, very busy, which that alone is very good. I've been doing, you know, so much right now. Like this last week has been crazy. If you want to submit, I'm going to close the line here in just a second. Go to my profile, click on the link. You can read through details there, but I would encourage you to go to the Red app YT first. You can check the line of minimums there. That way we can get you in the right order. Okay, let's get into this really quick. I would make Torvik famous so we can act like you don't know nobody. Time mine, never. You gotta always remember. I know. I feel like some people like they switch up. They get like 10,000 followers, and they're like, yeah, I'm an influencer now. I've got 10,000 followers. It's so funny. It's so funny to like watch it happen in real time. I have a 0.4 next to my numbers now instead of normal peasant numbers. It's so funny. I've literally seen it in real time. Someone get like 25,000 followers and be like, really? You're going to come at me with 20? It's so funny. It's hilarious to watch how social media changes people. All right, let's run it from the top. Let's get into it. Hey, Joseph, good to see you, man. That's what I'm looking for. That's what I really need to work on posting online. My 100%. We all do, Joseph. Nuna, thank you for the heart me and thank you for the follow as well. I appreciate that a lot. Thank you. Front Room means more than you know. Anytime we get studios, labels, engineers, you know, professionals in here, people that also do music full time, and they are showing love. That means more than you know, man. I really appreciate the affirmation. Did you catch that one motif from Dora the Explorer? I'm not vastly familiar with Dora the Explorer, but I'll try to catch it. Joseph said, I'm an influencer. I have 300 followers. I mean, that's true. Imagine a room with 300 people. Like, man, I only get 400 views on my post. Imagine 400 people staring at you playing your music. That's terrifying. That's a lot of people. 400 people is a lot of people. May I request a song called Drown in Ink by me, Nixus Star. I'm a new artist. Nixus, thank you so much for tapping in. I appreciate you being here. I'm about to close the line here, so it's a little bit higher right now, but if you do want to submit, you definitely still can. Go to my profile, click on the link, read through and follow the details there. But I would encourage you, since it is towards the end of the line here, and I only have a couple more tracks left, that you go to the Red app, YT, to check the line, the order, and the minimums over there. That way you can see exactly where you would sit. Just because I only have time for like 2 songs after this. I don't have a whole lot of time today, but I can still take a few maybe. Okay, let's get into this. It's at the final course. Okay, got you, Thundy. Here's let me give a couple quick recommendations before we like really dig into it. One of the things that to me is going to throw off the syncability of this and just like kind of the palatability of this a little bit is the use of repetitive sample for the choir layers here. You're doing so many things that are so interesting and they're so well done. That little you get the repetition of the same re-triggering of the sample. You know what I mean? It's the same re-triggering of the sample. That re-triggering to me it pulls me out of this really natural, organic, symphonic, orchestral vibe that you already have here. That feels very natural. One of a couple things. One is either try to find another sample that doesn't feel as forced with the bend in it. It doesn't have that little pinch bend. Right there in the background. Sounds crazy. That little build up right there, that little bit of a bend right there in pitch. When you repeat or re-trigger that sample over and over again, you start to hear really consistent re-triggering of the pitch. Something that's a little bit more direct would be great. Or try to find an artist on here who at the very least can layer a top line where like you have like these layers underneath it maybe, and you find like one good vocal who can just like punch it over the top and give you a more organic vocal texture for those layers right there. Because my concern is that that part sounds so unnatural for how beautiful everything else sounds, cinematically, that it does pull you out just for a second. It's not a huge deal. I don't think it's a huge deal, but it does sound a little bit funky. Hollywood backup singers from the East West plugin, right? You're talking about the plugin, right? The East West plugin. They have some great strings. The East West strings. East West strings are really nice. I don't have them, but a buddy of mine does, and I've used his. I've used him to give them to me. Drown, they have not, but we are playing largely independent and smaller artists here. Not really. We're doing like full consultations for artists and producers, so we don't really play popular artists unless you like know them or attach to them. Yeah, the plugin. Yeah, so I would, again, potentially find a different sound, maybe a different format within that sound. Sometimes within these plugins, again, I'm not the most familiar. I have a lot more Spitfire stuff, just currently speaking. I haven't gotten plugins in years, girl. It's been forever since I've gotten new plugins. Miranda, thank you for the heart me. I appreciate you tapping in. But it could be beneficial to change some of the settings in there, maybe so it doesn't bend it much. Find a different sample in there, like a different preset of a different vocal texture that stabs in, or layer a little bit differently where those bendy ones are a little bit farther back, layered with ones that are a little bit more strict on the pitch. So it doesn't feel like you're getting this almost like this, or it could still be staccato because I still like the da da. Da, 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 da. Like I still like the staccato movement right there. What I don't like is the bend, that almost like portamento style monophonic little bend right there. That's what you hear early on. You hear that bend kind of moving into it right there. The staccato's good. The chop part is fine. It's the bend that leads into it. So if you can find a different preset or different sample that doesn't have that, I do think it would be more beneficial to the structure of the song, personally speaking. Okay, let's get into it a little bit here. The scoop up. It's the scoop up right there. I mean, I love this because this does have like an 80s Broadway edge to it that I really like. I mean, you have a lot of this like analog organic synthesis in the background. It's really well done. I like it a lot. Yeah, I mean, there's so much about this that you should love. Jim Rock, welcome in. Okay, right in here. This is where I first heard. Okay, at about a minute 7, Malicious, welcome in. I know, I like him a lot. At about a minute 7, there's some timing inconsistencies. I'm going to make an assumption because I don't know. Everything up until this point is right on the grid, and it feels really consistent and really clean. What I would do first, Jim, is I'll go to the Red app. You can find all of this at my profile link. Go to the Red app, YT, so you can check the line, order, and minimum, so you can just see kind of where we're at. I only have like 2 songs left. That's it. I can maybe get one other person on the board before I close it out. Check the line first there, just because it's at the end of the live here. I only have time for like 1 or 2 more tracks, and then I'm hopping off until tomorrow afternoon sometime. And so check that first, and then if you want to submit, all that's just at my profile if you click on the link. So go to the profile, click on the link, just read through and follow the details there. Okay, let me get a little bit deeper into this. So at about a minute 7, we get some inconsistencies in the percussion structure. So I'm going to back up here just a little bit. All of this is on the grid. It's locked in. It's really, really consistent. And then all of a sudden, at a minute 7, for like the next 20 seconds or so, some of the background percussion is off. It's just like 10 milliseconds off, and it feels a little funky. It feels a little busy, a little bit noisy. I'm assuming, based on what I'm hearing, and I could be wrong, it could just be unquantized or something. I'm assuming, based on what I'm hearing, that you looped over, you copied some of those percussion elements forward, and one little pocket in there for like 15 to 20 seconds is off grid lightly, or it's like 1 count off. So the loop of that percussion, all of a sudden, just for like 15 to 20 seconds, is off. And it feels like it's like a little bit late, and it feels like it's super swung all of a sudden. And it's only happening in this one little pocket in the background. Starts at like a minute 7 or so. So all of this is really good up until that point. And then just check this pocket coming up here in a second. Oh, this is great. Right in there, just for that next, like, it's honestly like 10 seconds. Right in there. It's really, really subtle. Right there. So you'll hear, as soon as the measure, you can tell it's something that's on or off the grid in this context, because it starts right on the measure. As soon as the measure hits, it's like 1/16th note late. It's just, or 1/32nd note late. Right? Like just past a minute. It's like 1/32nd late. It's so subtle. It's so subtle. So just revisit it. Yeah, take a look at it, revisit it. That's up to you, obviously, how you want to correct it. It's just that one little pocket. Everything else is nice and it's powerful. It's got a lot of movement and a lot of vibrancy to it. That one little pocket right there is where you're dealing with some timing issues. I'm just assuming that one little pocket of loop in the background, sticks and percussion, just is off the grid by a 30-second. You can just drag it back. I also think there's some moments in here. I would love a break here from hearing that percussion too. So I think some of what you can do here is just a little bit more dynamic range. I think some of what you can do is just like, I need to step away from that. Yeah, MIDI is going to be so much easier. That's what I was saying, is like, you can tell it's quantized, but it's off the grid by like a 30-second. Just drag and drop it right back. You'll be good to go. Super easy. The other thing that I'm hearing here is like that a lot of that percussion, the like rim shots and stick hits and stuff like that. It's really, really constant. Like, I would love for this like whole middle section to have like none of that, and just have timpanis, brass stabs, and strings in the background, and not rely so much on the percussion movement outside of maybe timpanis and rolling kicks and stuff like that. Because like all this right here, I would love to just hear those without all of the all that syncopation in the background, right? All that, the movement in the sequence. So I would also just pick and choose how you want to build your dynamic range, because if you keep too much of this energy constantly in the track, where there's constantly a percussion sequence in the background at the top in there, there's constantly big stabs, then your dynamic range barely shifts. There's a couple little moments where it changes, especially towards the end. You get a different section in there that feels really nice, but it doesn't shift a whole lot, because there's kind of constantly all of the different elements in there. Even if they do different things sometimes, they're kind of always there. So I would shave some of that off and try to reduce some of that energy at the top right there, so that you can open it up. Once you add it back in, it makes it matter even more. Once you bring back in another couple layers of percussion and brass and synthesis and stuff like that, it'll matter even more that happens. Jim, let me double check for you real quick. Okay, Jim, I just got your 10. I wanted y'all to make sure y'all check the line first. Maybe you weren't in here when I said it, because I know sometimes people leave for a little bit while they're submitting. I want you to check the line first, just because I don't have time to get all the way through the 10s right now. So the minimum that I have over on the Red app is 20 right now. It's completely up to you if you want me to save that for tomorrow's live stream, where we open up the lines again. I'll be on a lot longer, so I can get to a lot more. Or if you want to send another 10, and I'll get you to the top and you'll be next. Completely up to you. But just that's why I always recommend that people check the line first. first, so that you can check the minimum and make sure that it's really clear how many songs we have left, where you would be sitting. Because right now, if I put you at the 10, there'd probably be 8 people ahead of you and only have time for like 2. So I want to make sure that either I can save it for tomorrow really easily. I've got a detailed list of everyone's credit and everything over there. Or if you want to send another 10, that's completely up to you. There's no pressure. I can get you up there tomorrow as well. Sam, welcome in. Good to see you, Sam. Okay, let's get to this breakdown over here. I love this like digital percussion in the background too. It's almost like the old like Roland syncussion, like old like 70s like filtered sound design there. It's really, really nice. I love to hear it, Sam. I'm doing pretty good, man. Doing pretty good. I did want the high percussion, but maybe I could really minimize it to prioritize the low drums. Yeah, I just think if all of the things are there all the time, they lose their impact, right? So you can pick and choose how you do that, but I do think that that's the reality, that even if they're good things, even if they're things that sound good, if they're there all the time, they lose their impact, right? It's like if an R&B vocalist is doing runs the entire track, then the runs kind of lose their meaning, even if it's really impressive, right? If a whole song is just a guitar solo, then you're like, well, then the whole thing's just a guitar solo and I'm losing structure. So that's kind of the way that I think about it, even like with top end elements like that for like your percussion and stuff, is if the whole thing has that percussion line, then it loses a little bit of its energy. It loses a little bit of its impact in the mix because it's constantly in the mix. So just something to think about. All right, there's no necessarily right or wrong thing to do, but I do think it would be beneficial to either pull it back dramatically, filter it down, or on the other side, make sure that you're like cutting certain percussive elements so that when they do come back in, you get more dynamic range, you get more depth, more presence out of it. That's actually a guitar plugin from UJam with heavy filters and sequencing. I love that, dude. That's killer. Full desk mix tomorrow to get the preamp harmonics. I love it. Man, it's been so long since I've worked on a desk, man. 15 years or no, 13, probably 13 years. No, that's not true. That's a lie. It's been much shorter than that. Just in my own studio. It's been a long time since I've had like my own desk in a studio. I do have a mixer, a Pro FX 22 that I have in here, but I just use it, or I'm changing the setup in my studio right now. The Pro FX 22 I'll be using to just route all of my synths into that, just so I can just run a stereo out or 2 subs out of like bass and high end and pre-balance some things before I hit the DAW with my synths. That way I don't have to take up all my preamps. Even though I have a ton, I have like 32 ins and outs, but I don't want to take them all because I want more synths. Anyways, that's a side note. Sugar, welcome in. It's a great build-up right here too. Like again, there's so many things. I know we're talking about some details here, Thundy, but like there's so many things that I love about what you're doing here that can be polished, but they're really, really well produced. That's why I just want to talk about the nuances right there. Because man, you have so many things that I love about this. So many things that I love about this production. I'm not familiar enough with Dora the Explorer to catch it. I mean, it sounds great. Whatever's happening there sounds great. I don't know. I don't think I'm familiar enough to catch it actually though. Y'all show some love. Thundy, show some love. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful job. This is a powerful production. Yeah, like you can hear it again here at the outro. You hear that bend right there, kind of in the outro right there. All of those different vocal samples where you're getting that almost portamento style bend and pitch up right there into each of those vocals. So that's where to me it starts to feel less organic, less natural, and a little like over digitized and like a little fake, right? Where like everything sounds so organic and energetic and amazing and analog. And so I don't want something to come in there and this feels too sampled. It feels too chopped. And so I want to open it up. I want it to feel really, really natural. And you're so talented. Y'all show some love to Thundy. That is Thundy the Griffin, The Jungle Called Live. It's an unreleased song on SoundCloud only right now, but you're so talented. So for me, it's going to come down to sample reworking for those vocals because they're such a powerful part of your melody. They're such a powerful part of your production structure. I want to make sure that that's really clean and clear. And then maybe polishing, yeah, exactly, a little bit more humanized, a little bit more natural sounding, because everything else does, right? All of your timpani, your strings, your brass, analog, synth emulations, all of that feels really like natural and warm and easy to listen to. And then some of that bend, it pulls me out of that image and that aesthetic and that mood a little bit. So I would target that and just at least turn, even if you don't change anything, turn your attention towards reworking a little bit of your percussion structure, and just whether it's pulling back, filtering, removing, chopping, bring it back in, little stuff like that. Try to rework maybe a little bit of that. See if you can't create a bit more dynamic range. But you're a beast. Y'all show some love to Thundy. Show some love. Let's keep it moving. I'm going to go ahead and close the line. Unfortunately, I don't have the sticker up yet over on, let me see. I don't have the sticker up over on TikTok yet. But I'm going to go ahead and close it over here just for anybody who's coming in. And then let me know, Jim, let me know if you heard me earlier. I just want to catch it. Oh. Bow, 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 bow. All right, Caden, let me know if you're in the chat. Did you hear me earlier when I was talking about your submission? Hey, thank you so much, Thundy. I appreciate you, mullet man. Thank you for sending that in. Let me double check something over here. Okay, one second. There's Caden. I see you. Let me see. Okay, hold on. Let me get this cleared. Okay, closed up. Okay, Jim, what I was saying is earlier, probably 30, 40 minutes before you had submitted, I wanted to make sure that everybody checked the line. I try to say, Wopsy, thank you so much for the roses. I appreciate it. I want to make sure that everybody check the line first because the minimums get updated. That way people can see, because I only had 2 songs left. And so if you send 10, it'd be 9 down and I don't have time to get to those. So it would for sure be safe. So I try to mitigate people submitting when they can't get heard by just raising the minimum over time towards the end of the live, so that when you do submit at that minimum, that you do get heard, or there's a much higher chance that I get, oh no, you're good. It's over on, you're totally fine. No worries. It's over on the Red app, YT. I have to be cryptic on TikTok because they're annoying. We love you, TikTok, but you're too strict. The Red app is YT, where you watch, videos. If you check over there, I'm live on that platform as well. And that's where the line, the order, and the minimums are. The minimum was at 20 because we're at the very end of the live. And so that's all I have time to hear if someone is submitting today. So we have 2 options. I can easily save that for you tomorrow. I'm going to be live again much longer tomorrow to get through a lot more music. So I can definitely save that to my list for tomorrow so that you can just hop in, go straight back up to the board. Or if you want to send another 10, I can get you on the board to close us out after Caden today. That's completely up to you. There's no pressure. If you want me to save it, I can save it. But if you would like to get heard tonight, it would be another 10. Okay. What time tomorrow? It depends on when I finish my sessions. So it'll be usually mid-afternoons, early afternoon, mid-afternoon Central Time. Ish, and I'll hopefully be on for about 3 or 4 hours. So I should get through probably another 5-6 songs past what I did today. Let me see. Zoloff Boy, welcome in. Appreciate you being here. Yeah, I would say typically 2 or 3 p.m. Central Time. Caden, let me get your track pulled up here. They do actually. They don't ban you. They don't ban you, but oftentimes if people in the chat start saying these things, as well as even people here, people as the host, you'll see your views go down to nearly, right now it's at 3 people, and it was at 32 yesterday. So yeah, it's, if people start saying the wrong things, they will start throttling you or slowly removing you from the For You page. So they won't ban you and your account goes to shit or something like that. But if you start telling people to go to other platforms like that, and saying the names, they're tricky about it. So that is hence me being cryptic and there being 3 people. Okay. Thank you for the follow, Jim. I appreciate you. Okay, Caden, let me get your track pulled up and then we'll rock these last 1 or 2 songs here. And then Sleazy T, welcome in. Appreciate you being here. There's Caden's track. Beautiful. Tiny updates on this, but I'm still struggling to get it out of the demo phase. So let me know what I can do to tighten up the mix a bit. Okay, and this is, oh yeah, I've heard the song. Okay. Let's dive in. Let's dive in.
Everything begins with a single step.
And so you're recording some new vocals, right? And so you're prioritizing right now, like mix stage, right? Less about structure and focusing on mix stage, right? Let me see if I can do something over here real quick. Okay, sounds good. Sounds good. Let me see if I can get this added. One sec.
Comfortable, but slowly I can tell that this plane started to crash, declining, and I've tried to pull up, but the ground's approaching too fast. I'm at my wits' end, I try to fix this. Now I find myself holding the gun, about to crack. Guess curiosity killed the cat. Sometimes I don't know if all of this is just stolen. My mind, I can't even tell what's real anymore. Half of the time, anxious thoughts from my past, controlling everything in its past.
There we go. Okay. Oh, you're good, Caden. No worries, man.
Friendships never mended. I was left without knowing why. Family problems, no one ever listens. People stabbed at my pride, so I try to hide myself with everything. Now I'm just the quiet
Love the strike, Nick. Love the strike.
Just the quiet guy, pretending through this life. Comfortable, but slowly
Getaway, such a good song.
This plane starting to crash, declining, and I've tried to pull up, but the ground's approaching too fast. I'm at my wits' end, I'm trying to fix this. Now I found myself holding the gun, about to crack. Guess curiosity killed the cat.
There's a lot about this production structure that I really, really like. There's a lot of great synth movement. It's very textural. I like it a lot. XOK, welcome in.
How many times I chose the hard option, going under. I think I might be going insane, feel nauseous. Lost color, and I don't know if I can make it to the other side. Oh, to the other side. Well, maybe in another life. Lord, I know that I kept pushing the best on the counter till it shattered. Oh, I know that I'm a man who needs to grow up, but just stay stagnant makes me so sad. But now I live my years as just a quiet guy, with just a quiet life, but never
What's that
with a quiet
pastime?
mind. Comfortable, but slowly I can tell that this plane's starting to crash, declining, and I've tried to pull up, but the ground's approaching too fast. I'm
What's up, man? Good to see you.
I'm trying to fix this. Now I found myself holding the gun, about to crack. Guess curiosity killed the cat. Broken friendships never mended. Family problems, no one listens.
Of course, Blue. Definitely. I would love that. The last couple have been production, so I wouldn't mind that. Y'all show some love. Show some love. Show some love. That is Caden. They're right there over on the Purple app. Let's get out. I was like, I'm trying to find the right app. Over on the Purple app, let's write it. That is Curiosity Killed the Cat by Caden over there on the Purple app. So let's dive in and let's run it from the top. I'm still debating about keeping the vocal outro or not. I like it. The thing with this song, and again, every song is different. Every purpose is different. In this case, there's so many twists and turns, which can be a beautiful thing. It can be a great thing dynamically. One of the things that I'm running into is it can start to feel a little bit run on. Just as soon as you're like, oh, that was a great moment, the brain kind of wants it to just kind of end and resolve right there. It kind of keeps going again. And then the next moment is pretty, and the next moment is really interesting, but then you kind of are just like stuck with things constantly changing. And when you hear the new thing, you like it. So I don't want you to think that it sounds bad when you're changing these different things, but it's almost like it happens one time too many. And a song that's like 4 minutes and 41 seconds could be like 3:15 or like 3:30, 3:45, even on the like the longer end there. And I think still be like a little bit more concise and a little bit more polished. So I'm going to listen for like little things like that. I know that's more of a structural detail. Yeah, and I don't mind it, right? It's like that's why I'm trying to say it with like some level of nuance, right? It's like I'm not here to tell everyone to make short pop songs. Like that's you've been here long enough. That's not my goal. Is for everyone to make short pop songs. But that being said, I think there's still a limit to what's like beneficial to the song. I'm fine with a 9-minute song as long as it makes sense, as long as you do a good job of stringing people along and keep it interesting and engaging and dynamically fascinating, right? If it's the same key, it's the same BPM the whole time, closer to 5 minutes gets long. And so we gotta figure out, is there any places here where we can cut the fat a little bit? Or is it all beneficial? Does it all make sense for the song structure to be this long? So let's dive into a couple things, a couple mixed details and stuff. I don't mind long songs, so I'm not like, I don't want anyone to hear that. I'm not here to tell everyone to make super short songs. I don't mind that one bit. But I do think we can talk about what is really beneficial for that particular song and how it sounds. Okay, let's get into it.
Everything begins with a single step.
Love the intro, by the way, though. Like the intro to me is fantastic. It's really tight, right? Like you're not wasting any time here. You come in early with your vocal. Sounds really good.
But if I can never even begin there.
I would say from a mixing standpoint, it does sound like your vocal is getting a little squashed. You kind of hear that, like it's hard to explain that, the grabbing of you can kind of hear your vocal hit the compressor and kind of get squashed down by it. Check your reduction. I'm assuming you're probably, depending on the compressor and the structure of it, you're probably getting like, I don't know, at least 6 to 8 dB of reduction, which is not bad. Maybe more, honestly. You're getting quite a bit of reduction right there. And it's also happening with a fairly fast attack as well. I would slow down your attack just a little bit. Put it kind of in the middle, at least for now, right? At least for now. Put the attack kind of in the middle, not super fast, so it doesn't get too like choppy and snappy. Put it kind of in the middle, so it's a little bit of a slower introduction of your vocal. Your main vocal comes in nice and clean, and then it grabs it and controls it. And for like this first compressor that you have on there, if you have a couple maybe, first compressor that you have on there, aim for like a max of 5 dB of reduction for what you're doing here. It could be a little bit more natural. Aim for like 4 or 5 dB of reduction. If you follow it with more compressors, aim for about the same. But start there. Right? These are not rules. It depends on the vocal, depends on what it's competing with. Think you have 2 in the main, makes sense. I typically I have 1 outboard and analog, and then I have 2 in the board. So I have 3 compressors on my vocal. But even then, like my vocal doesn't like snap and, you know what I mean? It doesn't like snap and slice through the mix. It's like very smooth, right? Like you're not like hearing the compression on my vocal that much. It's just controlled. So if I talk quiet, it's still loud. If I talk loud, it's still normal, right? Like you just don't hear any of that crazy variation because it's really smooth the way that the compressors are targeted, right? So in your case, just make sure that you're not blasting it. Make sure you're not getting like 10 dB of reduction. Again, this is like an EDM record. I might say something different, but in this case, you're not competing with much. So soften your compression curves just a little bit. And again, put the attack like towards the middle. Let the initial transient of that vocal come in, and soften it. If you have 2, try to get like 5 dB each. Start there. You can change it. You can adjust it to taste. But start with like 5 dB each.
I'll never change, I'll always
Torvik, should you always aim at -6 to -5 dB on master when you're producing so you have headroom to master? It kind of depends on the song, right? It depends on the style. I work in a lot of different genres. Some mixers just kind of fall together and I have 8 dB of headroom, and that's just the way that it folds, and I'm able to push it a little bit harder on the master on the limiting side. And then some masters, just by default of how it's pushed in the mix, what happens to sound good dynamically in the mix, I'm a little bit closer to this. I had a mix not that long ago for an artist that'll probably come out in a couple months, but for an artist fairly recently, well, we finished out the main structure of the mix, and we were like almost at ceiling. Like peaks were at like -3. Like peaks were right there, close to the ceiling. What's up, KS? Good to see you, man. And after that, I kissed it with saturation and and a Capitol Hills compressor on the master, limited it at -1, and we were still at like -9 LUFS, like as far as like integrated loudness. So like it was loud already, and I didn't need to utilize any control over headroom that much, because the mix itself was just really balanced, right? So like we finished out the mix, and it was loud. It was, I honestly barely even needed the master. Like, if I was at -9 after the limiter, I was probably already at like -13 just on the mix side, as far as like loudness goes, right? So to me, there's no rules to it. I think it really just depends on. I'm doing pretty good, KS. Thank you for the gifts as well, man. The heart me, the goat, the donuts. I appreciate you, man. To me, it just depends on the style. Like some mixes, I push a little bit harder, and I don't even necessarily worry about it. And then other times, I'm really aware of what I need to do on the master side. But I'm not worried about the master. That's not something that I concern myself with a whole lot of. And be honest with you, most of the best, most incredible, most talented engineers that I know don't either. I know Grammy-winning engineers that they throw an L2 on the master and call it a day. They mix beautifully. When they are done with their mix, the track is already saturated. It's already glued together. When they're done with their mix, it is bright, it is wide, it is dynamic. When they're done with their mix, it is controlled through their auxes and the way that they've routed. And so they get to the master and like, I just need loudness, L2 on the master. Push it another 4 dB and that's it. -1, look for a dB.5 of reduction and they're done. These are Billboard charters. These are Grammy winners, right? So I'm more in that vein, right? You can like talk to the next engineer and they'll obsess over it, and they're like, this is how I'm squeezing everything to -4 LUFS, and this is how I don't care that much. If it sounds good and it is well mixed and it is well balanced, I'm not too worried about it. I never mix where I'm like clipping that ceiling, right? So like if anything, I'll just go quieter. And if anything, I'll mix a little bit quieter and then just help push everything together and shove it over to the mix bus at the end. But I'm really not too concerned with it. Sometimes it's closer to it, depends on the style, depends on the song. Every session is a little bit different for me. I don't have like a rule that I try to follow. And I feel like that has treated me well. I think the more that like I completely like this is what I have to reach for and this is what I have to target, the more I'm just frustrated with numbers instead of sound. You know what I mean? If I know so many engineers, specifically younger engineers, I know so many like younger engineers, newer producers and newer engineers where they're obsessed with LUFS, they're obsessed with like their loudness profile, they're obsessed with width, and they're obsessed with all these what decibels should I be hitting, what decibels should I be hitting going into the box, all this stuff. They're really, really obsessed with the numbers that they never just get good at listening and hearing what needs to be changed and what needs to be adjusted in the structure of their mix. And so I would flip that completely. I would mix everything to sound beautiful, sound gorgeous, sound amazing, sound balanced, and then look how the numbers reflect that. And that'll help you retarget things that are replicable in your mixes. But don't aim for the numbers necessarily. Aim for balance, aim for clarity, aim for separation, aim for, clarity and distinction in your mix. And then if the numbers reflect that, then at the end of the day, you can always push that master. If you need a little bit more, because it's a high energy, EDM record or electronic record, then of course you can push the LUFS to -6 and whatever. How much you spend on your set? Wait, which setup? The camera or the studio? Those are two different subjects. The camera's like, I don't know, $2,000 or something like that. I don't even remember. It's like a 10-year-old camera. I started by hearing and now learning the numbers. Facts, KS. Oh, the whole studio? I don't know. 20, 25, 20, 25. I don't know. It's not like a crazy studio. It's not like some, I don't have like a Fairchild in here. That's like $140,000, or something like that. I have the tools let me 20 to 25 is a lot of money. But it's all like very practical tools for me. Every single thing in the studio I use all the time. I don't have like just like fluff stuff for ego. Like it's all tools and instruments and stuff that I use every single day. So anyways, yeah. The mic setup. I mean, this mic is $3,700. It's a Neumann M147 tube. The interface is about $1,300. Analog preamps was about 600, I think, 500, 600, and then the headphones are like 1,500, something like that. Okay, let's get a little bit deeper. I gotta close this out here. Okay, so let's run the rest of his tracks. Sorry for the distraction, Caden. I like to talk, y'all. I appreciate you. Hey, thank you. I appreciate the love. Okay, let's dive in. And y'all, we will be live again tomorrow. So for those of y'all, you know how it is, Caden. I don't even need to apologize. You know how I get. I start talking gear and we get all over the place. Okay, when I'll be live again tomorrow. For those of you who are interested in sending in, we're doing these consultations. If you're interested, definitely make sure that you're following, and then we'll tap in again tomorrow. We'll open up the line again. Short live today, short and sweet. Okay, let's get a little bit deeper into this. That is the structure of the live, Caden. You understand. Thank you, Blue. I appreciate you a lot. Hold on. I can't see the name over here Justine. Sorry. For whatever reason on TikTok Studio, I like that. Look at that blur. That's beautiful. I love that. Shout out to autofocus. Sorry, I get distracted by the quality too. I am no better than anyone else. For whatever reason, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that a lot. For whatever reason on TikTok Studio, on my computer up here, your name is a bunch of squares. Don't know why. I have no reasonable technological explanation for that. But Justine, I see your name. I think it's because it's in a different font or something. I see your name, Justine. Thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate that a lot. Okay, let's get deeper into this. I've been getting into photography, so I get it. I love it, Caden. Do it. Shout out from the Philippines. Thank you so much for tapping in. I appreciate you being here. Quick little note here. I would just make sure, I don't know how much control you're putting in like manual corrections in your vocal. Shout out from Indonesia. Appreciate you tapping in. Thanks for being here. I don't know how much manual control you're doing through like Melodyne or Antares Pro or anything like that. I would make sure that your melodies match on your octaves, right? Because you have the da 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 da, these lower octaves and the higher octave over the top. Because every once in a while, there's a mismatch between those melodies. Most of the time it's the same. Every once in a while, there's some separation in the melody, and then you get a little bit of tension and like dissonance because of those seconds being right next to each other. That to me right there is something that can help. Again, we're talking about polish elements for you, like fixing like the mix of your track and your vocal production. Little elements like that I think would be really helpful in just polishing some of that. I started flex pitching most of my vocals. Okay, if they have manual control, then I would dig into that a little bit too. I'll play this back just for a second. What song would you pick to be the soundtrack to your descent into the underworld? We're gonna go Night Call Kavinsky. Night Call Kavinsky for my descent into the underworld. Can't go wrong with Night Call by Kavinsky. Right there a little bit, like 49 seconds. Dracula, Tame Impala. Ballad. You hear a little bit of that tension in the background. Let's go. I love it. Love the movement and kind of like your tines and bell tones in the background. It's beautiful. There's a lot of this to love. And again, I've heard a lot of this, but hey, thank you so much, Blue. I appreciate you a lot. That's love. That's love is love. Is that Miyota headphone? No, these are Focal Clear MGs. Focal clear IMGs. I love it. If you ever get an opportunity to hear them, they're wildly expensive, but they are fantastic to listen to. I got them because I was mixing on the road a lot. I was moving around. I was 3 months here, 4 months here, spending 2 weeks here and going back all the time. I was traveling a lot, and so I needed to be able to mix consistently because one of the most important parts of like being a mixing engineer is just understanding your system and the consistencies in whatever system that you're using. Right. So if you're changing rooms constantly, it can be challenging to rebalance all the time. So having these, which again are very expensive, but having these has allowed me to have my studio anywhere that I go. I do have focal monitors in the room here, but I primarily use those for just like reference and for production and stuff like that. I don't really use them to mix. I typically will mix on these still, which I love. They're amazing open back headphones. Xlos, you definitely can. Yeah, we'll be open again tomorrow. Okay, that's interesting. I like your music though. 4 core. I like your music. Anyways, okay, let's go a little bit deeper. We'll open up the lines again tomorrow. We're closed for today, as you can see here. We're closed for today, but I'll open up the lines again tomorrow. So y'all just make sure that y'all are following. We'll open up everything. We'll open up everything up tomorrow. I got you. That's what we're here. That's literally what this whole live stream is. I got you. We're closed, but we'll open it up tomorrow. You're already following. I appreciate that a lot. So yeah, tomorrow afternoon, Central Time at some point. Thank you, Blue. Yeah, they've been better, a little bit better, but they're still pretty bad. You can hear they're still pretty bad allergies. Yeah, we'll open up the line tomorrow. So tap in early afternoon Central Time. We'll open up the lines. We'll go live. So just make sure y'all are following.
Just the quiet guy, pretending through this life, comfortable but slowly I can tell that this plane's starting to crash, declining, and I've tried to pull up, but the ground's approaching too fast. I'm at my wits' end.
I mean, you have really good lyric and melody structure here. Yeah, I mean, so it'll be usually 2 or 3 p.m. Central Time, 2 or 3 p.m. Central Time, just depending on how my projects go in the morning. Like most of the sound design, I really like. I really appreciate it. Don't spam the chat. Don't spam the chat. If you spam the chat, you will get blocked. You'll get muted. Don't spam the chat. But if y'all do want to submit, tap in tomorrow. We're closed for today. We're closed for today. See you tomorrow, Blue. Appreciate you. We're closed for today, but we will open the lines again tomorrow. So just make sure y'all are following. We'll open up the lines so everybody can join again. Mitchum, welcome in. I appreciate you being here. Appreciate y'all.
How many times have I chose the wrong option? I think I might be going insane, feeling nauseous. And I don't know if I can make it to the other side. Oh, to the other side. Or maybe in another life. Lord, I know that I can't.
It's called Curiosity Killed the Cat by Caden Marquart. They're over on the Purple app right now. I need to flex on some of these parts too. Yeah. So here's what I'm hearing, Caden. The things that I feel like you're missing are just the attention to detail things, right? Like this I think is, I mean, honestly, one of the beautiful things about your music. Terry, welcome in. Thanks for being here. The structure, Ramion, welcome in as well. It's the attention to detail, right? And we've been listening to the song for 20 minutes now. So I've actually heard the song a bunch of different times, but it's the small things, right? You have good structure. You have repetitive melodies over your hook. You have interesting sound design. You have creative production structure. You have a lot of things going. You have a good voice. You have great layering, stuff like that. Your harmonies are always very well structured. To me, what takes this from amateur to professional and feeling new and then feeling polished and more palatable by the average consumer is the attention to detail. You have 4 vocal layers and they all end their phrasing at slightly different times. So you start to hear them kind of step on each other's toes a little bit, where like you end with an S and you kind of hear all really, really quickly in the background, right? You start phrasing on your vocals at slightly different times. Consistency and compression structure, like we talked about earlier, and making sure that your dynamic range is controlled, but it's not squashed in the mix. Same thing with some of the other elements, right? Like, so consistency in your production structure, balancing, things like that. Zeph, thanks for the follow. Ramion, thank you for the follow as well. It's these little details in the background that to me make it feel more amateur versus polished. And we've heard this song a couple times now at this point. And I do think that you have a lot of skills in building production structure and just interesting, fresh sound design. Like I don't feel like I've heard your songs before, which I think is a superpower, right? There's a lot of people that make a lot of music, and sometimes I feel like I've heard this song like 50 times already. Sometimes literally. Sometimes I've literally heard the same, BeatStars lease with the same hook that's already been recorded on it. There was actually a live stream that happened last year. We did a live stream last year where someone, within like 2 hours, we were sent the same exact production with the same exact baked-in hook off a BeatStars lease. Anyways, it's just funny. So like, there's often times where like we do hear a lot of the same music, a lot of the same, it's the exact same stock Get Good drums. It's the exact same like stock, like FL Studio trap loop that's at the top of the list every time you open up the thing. It's like, you get a lot of it like, oh, it's like someone opened up Splice in October, and every producer that opened up Splice in October and went to the popular, kit, they all made the same beats with the same loops. It happens all the time, right? And so one of the things I appreciate about your production structures, it does feel fresh and it does feel weird and interesting and quirky. I want you to hang on to that. Hang on to that and pursue that, all while trying to polish the edges. I think that I want you to sand this down a little bit so that it's weird and it's quirky and it's interesting and it has all of this, funky stuff about it, but it still feels like grounded. It still feels like polished. It feels somewhat familiar while being interesting. If you can just focus on the polished stuff, don't go so deep into the structural stuff and so deep into like making the production as weird as you can or whatever it may be. Right, I do this sometimes. That you lose that. Like, yeah, I just need this to make sense. I just need. That's what I was talking about or meant to talk about when we were talking about all the different instrumental breaks, all the different all the different hook structures. It's like the hook comes back and you change to a different bridge, you go to another hook, you go to a third verse, you go to a different bridge. The length and kind of movement in the structures, like don't forget to make it make sense somehow. Like, and the way that you make it make sense can be a lot of different ways, right? Like there's a lot of different ways to make music palatable to people. It doesn't all have to be super in line. It doesn't have to be rigid or sterile or robotic or anything like that. But I do think there's some ways that we can shave this down a little bit better control on the compression side, a little bit better structural control too. Let my brain go a little too wild at times for sure. And it's like let it go wild. I think you should let it go wild. Let it create really freely. This is something that Tyler, the Creator, talks about all the time, and I've mentioned it here many, many different times. But create freely, edit surgically. That should just be your motto. Create freely and messy and open and raw and edit surgically. So once you get all of the creative, wild ideas out there, let the brain go wild. Just like you just said, let the brain go wild. Shove a bunch of ideas out there, and then edit surgically. Once you get the creativity side out, right? There's like a couple sides and facets to this creative business, right? Once you get all of the crazy, interesting, creative ideas out there, and you have honored the creative side of you as an artist and a vocalist and a musician, you got the creative side out. Now it's time to edit surgically, right? And shave it, mold it, and chip away at this until it becomes a structure that you really enjoy and that you think more people will enjoy, right? Let me listen just a little bit further into this outro, but that's like my biggest overarching tip for you is now it's time to be a little bit more surgical. You've got all the creative ideas out there. Now spend a day just looking at your drums and percussion, right? Now spend a day, since you've had the song for months at this point, spend a day just looking at percussion and being like, do I like these? Okay, the sequence is good. Do I like these drums? Do I want these drums to be darker? Should I take all of my acoustic drums and pitch them down 3D or like 3 semitones to make them sound kind of like fat and saturated and like an interesting sample? If I want that snare to not be so thin, should I formant shift all of my drums down? Like to just see if that fits better. Spend a day just like locking that in, and then spend another, like, then give your ears a rest, and then spend another day where you're just like, is this structure run on? Does it need a break, or is it good at 5 minutes? And that's just what the song is supposed to be. Spend another day just being okay, vocals. We got to lock in vocals. I'm going to spend a day not trying to like fix the snare and then the vocal. And when I switch the vocal, I need to move this guitar. Like not doing that, but just saying vocal. I'm going to focus on vocal. I'm going to dive into vocal, and I'm going to make sure that this voice sounds good, that things are positioned well, that they're controlled well, that if I hear something that's weird, I'm not just going to let it live in the mix. I'm going to edit it. I'm going to spend some time locking it in, and then move on from there. I think over there, trying to mix the entire thing. I read of hard focusing on specific parts. instead of hard focusing on a specific part, 100%. And I'm not saying this is what I do all the time, but when I'm running it, there's a project that I'm working on right now that's an incredibly complex project. It's got like 9 artists on it. It's crazy. It's a crazy project. It's very, very deep. So I am melodyning and tuning and structuring like 9, 10 different vocals on one song. Each of those vocals has ad-libs, and they have harmonies and layers and low octaves and double tracks. So I'm dealing with, at this point, 60 vocal layers, 70 vocal layers, something like that. It's a whole bunch of different vocal layers and all different kinds of vocals. Some vocals are like raw into the phone. Some are into a U87. Some are in a studio. Some are in home. One guy recorded in the middle of his room. It's a crazy thing. So I can't like afford to like chop around on it. I worked on the production. I got that where I want it to be. And then I've just been spending days and days and days structuring vocals and I got to get these good. I got to get these where I need them to be. If I compartmentalize, it helps me a lot to just build a good structure for those vocals. So this is not what I recommend all the time. Oftentimes when I'm doing like a dry mix on a production, I'll let it live in its space and I'll just like play everything. Thank you. I'll let everything play. I'll do a dry mix. I'll position. I'll gain stage. I'll clip gain and stuff like that. Just like get everything where it needs to be. And then if I need to, then I'll solo a little bit and try to lock some things in. So you might just need to like hit reset just for a second, right? And polish some individual groups of instruments. Like, let me just go to synths. Are all these synths stepping on each other? Does one of them just need to be way back? Does the bass need to be way louder? Let's focus on drums. Let's focus on vocals right here. That's not the rule. That's not the way you should do it every time. In fact, more often than not, I mix together. So, because what happens solo isn't what happens with the sum of all those things, right? Like sometimes when you integrate everything, it sounds a bit different. The way they interact with each other in the mix is a little bit different. But I do, in this particular context, I think it would be beneficial I need to hone in. I need a tune. I need to comp well. I need to really dive into those details there. If you do, I think this whole structure will have a lot more polish and a lot more vibrancy to it. It already sounds really interesting and really good. Like there's a lot of stuff that you have going on here that I love. Okay, let me hear the last 20 seconds. We'll hop off. Of course, man. Like there's a part of me, you mentioned cutting the end right there, or like this last vocal. I kind of just want you to play the synth and fade, to be honest with you. Like you can keep that vocal in. There's nothing wrong with it. It's a cool outro to the song. Totally valid. But in my opinion, it's one of those extra moments that causes things to drag a little bit. I would just, as soon as the synth hits, fade out within 8 seconds, you're done. 2, boom. If that's just a synth right there, boom. You just saved 20 seconds. Just right there. You went from 4 minutes and 41 seconds to, wait, hold on. Yeah, to 420, right? 440 to 420, like just right there. Just keep the synth, cut the extra vocal at the end. If you can find little ways to do that here in the middle, I think that'll help a lot. It'll help a lot. Y'all show some love, man. Show some love to the family. That is Caden Marquart right here over on the Purple app. Shout out to Caden. Caden, I love what you do so much. You're so creative, so interesting in your production structure. It's always just an absolute joy to hear the stuff that you're working on. So shout out to you, man. I really, really appreciate you. And I'm glad to I'm happy that you're close to getting this song towards the finish line, because I know it's been one that you've worked on for a long time now. So please show some love, y'all. Caden, appreciate you so much. That's going to close us up for today. We will be live again tomorrow. So for those of you that are on TikTok, Twitch, or YouTube, we will be live again tomorrow afternoon Central Time. So probably Andy, thanks for the follow. 3 p.m. Central Time for a couple hours tomorrow. So make sure that you're following. That way we can get you up on the board. We can get you in line along with everyone else. Love and appreciate y'all so much. Caden, appreciate you. Quick spiel before we hop off. For those of you who don't know, my name is Torvik. I am a full-time audio engineer, producer, and session musician. That is what I do for a living. So if you are ever interested, I've done that for like 14 plus years. I've been a classically trained pianist since I was 6 years old. So if you're ever interested in any of those services, whether it's tracking, like I have a bunch of synth is probably one of the main parts of my business. I do a lot of work tracking synths and producing synth music. So if you are ever interested in like analog hardware synthesis on your track, you need acoustic, electric, or bass drums, acoustic or electric or bass guitar, live drums, vocal layers, keys, synth, stuff like that. You need full production package. You need a mix and mastering engineer, so on and so on. Shoot me a message. I would absolutely love to work with you. We can talk about your record, see if we'd be, first and foremost, see if we'd be a good fit. And then of course from there we can talk budget, timeline, and things like that. I love and appreciate y'all so much. Y'all are amazing. Thank y'all so much for tapping in today. I really appreciate y'all joining the stream today. The music has been amazing. Just such incredible creativity. But once again, y'all, we'll be live again tomorrow. And hopefully we can get to some more of y'all's music as well. Love and appreciate y'all. Y'all have an amazing rest of your evening, and we'll see y'all soon. Peace.